Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. I started early because I just did the most hilarious thing, and only some of you understand how hilarious this is. Some dude just sent me a text, Fozzie, about about how he did something. He put some time and effort into something. So he sent me this text saying, "Hey, I did this. I did this. Check it out." And 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 I replied with, "Okay." And it was the greatest thing. It was the greatest thing I could ever have done today. Take that, men. Usually it's the other way around. Usually usually I send the text with all this stuff and they reply with a K. And I got to do it. And I'm so pleased and I'm so happy. All right. So I almost made it through a Saturday. My Saturday's almost over. Whoo, working doubles. And we get Gracie Jiu-Jitsu to go through today. Yay. So we're going back to Indiana. To they bring more people in with more videos, I think. I'm pretty sure we get some videos today. See? I did that. Oh man, I'm just so proud of myself. I'm going to tell my whole family. I'm going to tell all my friends. I'm going to tell everybody what I did today. I have this group of friends. My bestie lives in Denmark. My bestie lives in um, Virginia, and we met like we met through divorce. Like we got together through divorce, and so we've gone through ups and downs and everything together. And they're gonna love this story. They're gonna love this story. I can't wait. It's the small things in life, the petty things. It's the petty things. So yeah, it's not when you get into a fight with someone and win that fight. That's not cool. That's not fun. But when you get to do something a little bit petty, makes your day. Just makes your day. Thank you, Fozzie. You made my day, Fozzie. You're such a good guy. Okay, let's get to work. That's not the video. Y'all already seen that one. You don't get to see it twice. Don't be greedy.
Hospital and an ambulance, correct?
Your Honor, line and page for complete.
So this is the next guy. I got it starting here. They went on recess, and I went out to run errands, and I missed a little bit. But this is the next guy.
Yes, I believe that's.
Actually, that's the answer to interrogatory number 23, which is stipulated.
Yeah. Yeah, just for completeness, if we could actually identify the document and be able to view it.
Hang on a second, counsel. So I know we're stipulating on exhibit 1. Stipulating on exhibit 1. Is this deposition in exhibit 1?
It is not in evidence.
Yeah, it is not.
So then, Ms. Pollack, would you please have the deposition marked so I can keep the record straight?
I am not going to admit it. We discussed that, and
It's not going to be admitted. It's not going to be admitted, but it's going to become part of my record for purposes of appeal, if there is an appeal.
Okay.
So, and I don't care how you mark it. I would propose probably defendant's exhibit A would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, and Your Honor, I guess the answers to interrogatories that I'm referring to are actually exhibit to the deposition. So to that extent, I'm going to need to refer to it.
Yeah, I just need to know where these questions are coming.
Yeah. So I'm going to have you, is exhibit A attached to that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Can you see, go back and see if you can find
Hang on a minute. We're not where I need to be yet. So
Okay,
let's,
sorry, Judge.
let's take the
Eat a
deposition.
Snickers.
Is this what you're gonna give to my court reporter when we're done with evidence?
Yes.
And I understand it's not going into evidence. I'm talking about just so that if need be, I have it to refer to.
Correct.
Okay, so let me have this back a second. You haven't taken any pages, correct?
I have
Mr.
not,
Jackson?
sir.
Hang on. Let's
That
make
was
this
like
defendant's
War and
exhibit A,
Peace. Did you
please.
see how big that was? And are you happy right now?
For the record, the court reporter has provided defendant's exhibit A sticker to the deposition of Jeremiah Jackson, taken, I believe, June 10, 2021, and that will be the reference for the record. Court is now going to hand defendant's exhibit A back to the witness. And Ms. Pollack, you're going to ask another question.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Jackson, maybe you don't even need to refer to it to answer that question. It is true, is it not, that you declined to leave the scene in an ambulance?
It is true.
All right. And so, as horrific as the pictures were of the vehicles, you indicated that you jumped out of yours after the accident, correct?
I'm not sure I used the word jumped, but I got out of the car, correct?
You said on the record jump.
This is him. This is the guy. This is the guy who is looking for damages. This is him. And Casey, you and me are the same person. We just are.
Okay,
All right. And you also said the defendant jumped out of his vehicle. Do you recall that?
I do.
All right. And you indicated that you were very angry after the accident, weren't you?
I indicated that in my deposition, yes. That was a feeling that I did have, but I was not angry at the scene.
The first thing that Mr. Holland did after he jumped out of his truck was to ask you if you were okay, correct?
I think we both asked each other. I don't know if he said it first or if I said it, but we both asked each other if we were okay.
And you had noticed before he turned that he had his turn signal on, his left turn signal on.
Your
correct?
Honor, I'm going to make an objection. The fault stipulated, whether he saw the turn signal or not, it has zero relevance in this case.
Well, it's overruled for two reasons. One, this is cross-examination, but also you brought this up. So
He did say it on the
we've
record.
opened the door. Go ahead, Ms.
Thank you,
Pollack.
Your Honor. You saw Mr. Holland activate his left turn signal before he turned, correct?
To my memory, it was on.
All right. And he did not have a red light that he disregarded or a stop sign, correct?
There's no signage at that intersection.
You had described in your deposition that the car you were driving had some really hopped up parts on it and it was a fun car to drive. What did you mean by that?
Your Honor, at this I am going to object to. Again, that has zero relevance. The only issue before this jury is the amount of money it's a damages hearing in essence.
Ms. Pollack?
I think they've seen the impact. I think they have a right to understand why it was so severe.
That one's going to be sustained. Ask another question, Ms.
All
Pollack.
right. The paramedics arrived at the scene and checked you out, correct?
To my memory, yes.
They had you moving your neck?
I don't remember what all they checked, but I did tell them that I was okay, or I felt okay, and they did check me out.
Take a look at page 78 of your deposition and tell me if you recall saying on the road in December of 2021 that the paramedics had you moving your neck at the scene.
Do we have the line, please, counsel?
Just a second. I can find it.
I'm not seeing it on here, man, but I remember, sorry.
Do you remember them having you move your neck?
If I said it, I do remember it then. I don't remember it now. It's been quite a big time.
I'm sorry, I said it's on 78. Did I say 76?
It's 79.
Did I say 78? Line 7, page 78. They had me do the whole moving my neck with the paramedics.
Yes, I said that.
All right.
He still does at
All
my
right, you indicated previously that you did not have any pre-existing conditions at the time of the accident in your neck, right?
Correct.
Have you since learned you did in fact have the Fleischer syndrome, but you were unaware of it? Is that your testimony?
The first time I heard about it was after my first MRI, I think.
Now, you went to the ER that night and had x-rays,
X-rays and a CAT scan, I'm pretty sure.
and they looked okay?
According to the ER doctors.
And you were told the diagnosis you were given was, quote, a little bit of whiplash, unquote?
That was the way I interpreted what they said. I'm sure that they use medical terms.
In your deposition, though, on page 87, you said they told you that line 5 and 6, it seemed like a little bit of whiplash or something like that.
Yeah, that was my interpretation.
So nothing broken.
Not that I'm aware of.
And you went to work the next day at the RV job.
I did.
And you went for some massages and chiropractic treatment after this, just as you had before this accident, correct?
I went for different reasons, but yes, ma'am.
You've been going to chiropractic since you were 25 years old, right?
I don't remember when I started going. Like I said, my dad was a big chiropractor guy, and when I was getting sore, that was one of his recommendations, so I listened.
All right, let me direct your attention to your deposition, page 94. Line 9, I've been seeing weights since I was like 25, maybe. I mean, when you work in the RV industry, you're hard on your body. So I would just go for regular tune-ups. You recall saying that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you would agree the RV industry is very hard on your body, right?
It's very hard on your knees and lower back. Yes, ma'am.
You're right. You're 100% right.
You started physical therapy following this accident on October 10th, 2016.
I can't recall the exact date, but I'm sure it's in my medical records.
And those are in evidence. Let me direct your attention to page 100 of your deposition. Exhibit page 67. That's what we take a look at lines 14 through, starting at line 14. I will further represent to you that the medical records from your physical therapy intake on October 10th of 2016 indicate that you were not having any issues sleeping at that time. So does that refresh your recollection as to when you did intake for physical therapy following the accident?
Yeah, if it was on my medical records, that's when it would have been.
And at that time, you recall telling the physical therapist your neck pain was 0 out of 10?
I probably indicated that, yes.
Can you pull up exhibit 67? Your stipulated exhibits? Or page number 67?
Yeah, page 67.
Page 67? Of the stipulated.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson, I didn't catch your answer. Do you recall telling them your neck pain was 0 out of 10?
If that's what I told them at the time, that's what it was at the time.
All right. And same with shoulder pain, 0 out of 10?
If that's what I said at the time.
And your back pain, which is affected by your work at the RV industry, and same with shoulder pain, 0 out of 10?
Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
If that's what I said at the time.
And your back pain, which is affected by your work at the RV industry, that was 2 out of 10, correct? Can we get that any bigger? Oh, there we go. All right. Can we scroll down? Neck is 0. They can. Okay.
It looks like that's what I indicated, my lower back, or my back was hurting. I don't know if it was my lower or upper back at the time.
And then you recall saying that the pain kind of mellowed out and the muscle pain kind of went away. while you were doing physical therapy following the accident?
Yeah, it did mellow out a little bit with the muscle relaxers and painkillers.
And during that time, you were putting your kids on your shoulders?
No, not during that time. I haven't been able to put my kids on my shoulders since the accident. I would try, but they wouldn't stay up there for more than a minute because it hurt.
So you did it, but you just didn't do it for long.
Yeah, I tried. I tried to do everything I used to do.
All right. So looking at your deposition page 107, line 12, like if I put my kids on my shoulders or whatever, I can only keep them there for like 10, 15 seconds, where I used to be able to carry them all day.
Yes, ma'am.
So even though you had sustained this neck injury, you put your kids on your shoulders briefly during that time.
I tried to be a normal dad.
You did some plumbing in late 2016.
I don't remember.
Take a look at deposition page 110. Part of my job, so line 24, 25, part of my job at that point was plumbing. And tell me about that. What kind of plumbing were you doing as part of your job?
No, part of my job was being in charge of plumbing at Forest River. So that was the group that I ran.
And so your last physical therapy session following the accident was November 7th, 2016, and you reported you were feeling better and were 90 to 95% back to normal. You recall that?
I don't think that was my last therapy session. I think that was I had more after that.
They showed you discharged after that because you didn't.
Do you guys think that that picture she showed of the car was an accident? Like she accidentally showed that picture? Because I reacted to that picture right away. I'm sure the jury did. I'm positive the jury did. And I don't think she wanted the jury to see that. Oh man, lady.
Show up after you were supposed to call if you wanted to come back and you didn't call and didn't show?
At the Goshen Physical Therapy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Page 112, you told me that you, I said, do you recall, or I didn't, but Mr. Montgomery did, do you recall feeling, line 9, do you recall feeling 90 to 95% back to normal by November of 2016? Your answer was, I remember feeling better. I also remember feeling like I was tired of going to the physical therapist. Is that what your answer was?
It was. I was feeling better, but I also didn't feel like physical therapy was doing much for me at that time. I was doing all my home exercises, and they would just do the same exercises when I got there.
And at some point, did you learn from your spine doctors that you should not be going to a chiropractor and that was a bad thing?
I think that I discussed that with one of my doctors, and he did give me that advice.
Because after one adjustment, you were actually stiffer than you had been before, right?
I do recall saying that.
So when you started your steroid injections, your chief complaints were the right arm pain and the armpit pain and numbness, correct?
Correct.
Now, you told Mr. Montgomery you couldn't mow your yard in 2017.
This is the defense lawyer. She's thinking that he doesn't need a lot of money because he's already doing things that he says he can't do now, like put his kids on his shoulder and do mixed martial arts.
Because bouncing on the mower flared up your neck, so you had to pay people to do it. That's a little inconsistent with what Mr. McCrae told us. So did you actually hire people to mow your lawn for you?
I'm going to pose an objection, Your Honor. First of all, it's out of context, and second of all, it's argumentative.
Ms. Pollock? Anything?
I can rephrase.
I'll sustain the objection, let you rephrase.
All right,
Go
thank you,
ahead.
Judge. Did you, in fact, have to hire people and pay them to mow your lawn in 2017?
I did, in fact, hire somebody to mow my lawn.
And why could you not mow your lawn?
It was not comfortable anymore.
You also indicated you could not fix cars in 2017?
Not like I used to. Yeah,
All right. Couldn't ride motorcycles?
correct.
Is that something you did before?
I enjoy riding motorcycles. I didn't own one at the time.
And you couldn't landscape?
No, outside physical activities like landscaping, block, and all that. My wife at the time was big on keeping the landscaping pretty.
So for the 2 years, from 2017 to 2019, your testimony is that the pain ebbed and flowed, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
These are one of those pause comments that everybody hates, but this is my channel and I can't help it. Speaking of landscaping, I'm working a double today and I'm thinking how bad my backyard is right now. And I pull out my phone and I bought a chainsaw today. I bought a chain. I'm an owner of a chainsaw. It hasn't arrived yet, but I own a chainsaw. And then I remember that to hide the bodies, if you just plant protected flowers over top, you're fine. Boom. I'm gonna have a pretty backyard and options.
And during that time, you were continuing to engage in jujitsu,
Not like I used to. Like I say, I would coach.
but you couldn't do the physical work that you used to do.
Correct.
You were fully released to return to jujitsu in 2020.
Maria,
Are you talking about from
sorry.
Dr. Schmucker?
Yeah, in 2020, so that would have been Dr. Schmucker, because it would have been after surgery.
At my 1-year checkup, I think so.
You indicated that one doctor told you you had a, quote, weird neck. Do you know who that was, and do you know what they were referring to?
I don't know if it was Dr. Codwell, or I'm pretty sure I seen another one that I don't remember if it was Dr. Hartman. But both of them kind of told me that it was a different thing in my neck that I had no idea about.
In 2021, you recall testifying that you had no arm pain, your hand was no longer numb, and your neck pain was gone?
Minecraft taught me that.
2021 to Dr. Schmucker, yes.
No, in your deposition.
Oh. Yeah, that would have been after my surgery, close to my 1-year checkup.
And I think you indicated today, as you did your deposition, that you won't do anything that puts your neck at risk of being injured again, right?
Correct.
You do not anticipate any future treatment being needed for your injury?
I hope not.
Let's talk about, you hit a deer on February 5th, 2019, correct?
I did.
All right. While driving.
So my backyard has become overgrown. I did not keep up on it as I should. The lawn is fine, but the flower beds and everything are just not okay. So I bought a chainsaw and I'm just going to get rid of it all somewhere between September 4th and September 9th. I'm going to get rid of everything. I'm just going to take a chainsaw to it and then we're going to have a nice fire. And then we're going to build a fairy garden. My daughter moved back in, so we're going to cut all that down and we're going to build a fairy garden.
Your then wife's car?
It was I would call it my beater, my daily driver.
And as a result of that accident, you experienced soreness and stiffness, correct?
I don't remember experiencing anything after the deer.
Matt, can you pull up exhibit 9, number 9, please?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure.
Judge, you accidentally hit the mute button, sir. Sir, we can't hear anything. We can't even read your lips. Rude.
You are all jurors in this case, and I must tell you now, and I'll repeat this again each time you're permitted to separate. Generally, you should not express any opinion about the case before it is submitted to you for deliberation. However, you are permitted to discuss the evidence presented in this case among yourselves in the jury room during recesses from trial. All jurors and audience must be present during these discussions. You must reserve judgment about the outcome of the case until your deliberations begin. You're admonished that you may not discuss the facts of the case with anyone other than your fellow jurors. You may not listen to discussions among or receive information from other people about the case. You may not discuss this case with me, the lawyers, the parties, or with any of the witnesses, members of the media, or anyone else. This includes posting information, text messaging, email, internet chat rooms, blogs, or social websites. You should not listen to, read, or watch anything about the case from any source. Do not investigate the case, conduct experiments, or attempt to gain any specialized knowledge about the case outside the courtroom. It's highly improper for you to do so. You are to consider and decide this case only upon the evidence received during the course of the trial in the courtroom, not from the outside source. You're not permitted to use electronic devices while in attendance at trial, during discussion, or during deliberations, unless specifically authorized by the court. You'll be in the charge of the bailiff. Thank you.
All rise.
before pictures are never going to happen, ever. It's so embarrassing. If I was a lawyer and this judge ticked me off, I would call for as many of these little conferences where he has to send the jury out as possible. That way he has to read that over and over and over again.
And you may be seated. Mr. Phelps, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. The proposed exhibit that counsel is attempting to get into evidence, again, it's not stipulated. It is a report by someone who is not a party nor a witness in this case to an insurer that includes, first of all, it's hearsay in and of itself. And secondly, it contains a hearsay statement within it. And what we're talking about is, maybe we pull it up for the court to see.
Any objection to me seeing it?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. And for the record, we're going to need, this is not part of the stipulated exhibits, correct?
Correct.
So we need to mark this as, I would propose defendant's exhibit B. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Can we scroll? I want to make sure this is what I think it is. Yeah, thank you. Okay, yes, Your Honor. Okay, so this in fact is hearsay within hearsay, and here's the thing: this is a report that was it appears to me that was made online by Jeremiah's ex-wife to State Farm after the accident. And she says there's a question on page 4. So if we go down to the bottom, it's page 4. It's right in the middle of the page. Yeah, okay, go back up right there. Your Honor, you see where it says additional participant details. And there's a question, what are the injuries? And it says soreness, stiffness. This is Tasha Jackson's statement. So the only way she would know if Jeremiah had soreness or stiffness would be if he told her that. Now, the defendant in this case very easily could have subpoenaed Tasha to come in and testify that Jeremiah had told her that she had soreness and stiffness, but they chose not to do so. They're trying to rely on a hearsay document that contains a hearsay statement. She has no firsthand knowledge of this. She can't see pain and stiffness. The only way Tasha would know is if Jeremiah told her. So it's an out-of-court statement that the defendant is trying to bring in to prove the truth of the matter. And that is the classic definition of hearsay. It doesn't matter that they've got a certification affidavit with this. The statement within is still hearsay. And if their argument is going to be, well, it's not hearsay because we've got a certifying document showing that it's true and accurate copy, the rules of evidence are very clear. You still have to make sure that every part of what you're trying to get into evidence meets the rules of evidence. This cannot come in under 801. They were absolutely free to call Tasha in and say, did Jeremiah make a statement to you after this that he had soreness and stiffness? Number one. Number two is it should be kept out under 403 because it says soreness and stiffness. It doesn't say who. Well, it says driver. So Jeremiah, but it doesn't say what part of the body or anything else. But most importantly, it's hearsay.
Ms. Pollack, go ahead.
Your Honor, it's a certified business record, which makes it an exception under 803 to the hearsay problem. So it is admissible under 803 as a certified business record. And if Mr. Jackson is going to sit here and deny that he was hurt in the deer accident, I have a right to bring this in, and he can explain that's not the part of his body that was sore or stiff, if that's what he wants to say, or Mr. Phelps can ask him. but I've got a document proving that what he's saying is not true, or he's not recalling it, and I have a right to prove by a certified business record that it happened and that at least his wife claimed he was sworn stiff. He can say, no, I wasn't, if he wants to. But I have an admissible document that says that he was.
Well, as I see it, the problem is you're trying to admit the document before we even get to any discussion about whether there has been a deer accident or not.
He just admitted it.
No, he did.
He admitted it.
He testified to that, but he didn't testify to whether there was any injury from it or not. Unless I missed
You
that.
did, Your Honor. He said he was not injured. He was not injured. And Your Honor, look, I'm not saying that it's hearsay because there's no business certification, but the rules of evidence are clear. Just because you have a business certification, you still have to make sure everything in the document meets the rules of evidence. That is a hearsay statement within the document. They freely could have subpoenaed Tasha to come in and ask, did Jeremiah tell you that?
Your Honor, a record kept in the ordinary course of business is exception under 803.
But everything in the document still has to meet the other rules of evidence, Karen, and it doesn't. It's hearsay.
Your Honor, it's an exception.
It's not.
He just called
The
her a
rule
Karen.
actually even says, Your Honor, that you still have to meet the other rules of evidence. That'd be like saying, Your Honor, that we could just get an affidavit record for a police report. Oh, but we got the affidavit, so it comes into evidence. No, it still doesn't come in because there's so many things about the police report that are kept out by the other rules of evidence. Otherwise, we just throw a business affidavit on every record and everything comes into evidence. There's no reason to ever look at any of the rules.
So I actually cut easily 20 minutes out of this right here because the judge just looks through law books for a long time.
They got the first one. Hearsay does not exclude evidence if each part of the combined statement conforms to an exception. So the document, yes, conforms to an exception, but the statement does not.
Lawyers, stop fighting. You talk to the judge, not each other.
It's still hearsay.
Judge, may I run to the bathroom while you're
You may.
considering? Thank you.
Let's go off the record a second.
I really thought that I cut all this out. It says that this is the done version. Oh my.
Evidence is being an understaffed is
Mr. Phelps, anything else you want to exhibit more attorneys? Jackson.
So I'm playing the wrong video. It's the same video, but it's the one where I don't keep the audio and the video in line. I named them wrong. And now you're watching the other one. But just, it's fine.
Back on the record after a short recess. 20 CO 11807 CT 163, Jeremiah Jackson versus RGB Sales
Oh, no,
LLC.
this is
I
one where
have
fixed
Jeremiah
it.
Jackson in court in person on the witness stand during cross-examination. I have Mr. Jackson also in court by his attorneys, Mr. Phelps and Mr. Mel. I have the defendant, RGB Sales LLC, in court by its attorneys, Ms. Pollock and Ms. Wingler. And I also have them represented by Aaron Rink. Also at defense table is paralegal, Ms. Morris. And we were in the midst of arguments on Ms. Pollock's presentation of defendant's exhibit B into evidence and Mr. Phelps' objection thereto. Mr. Phelps, anything else you want to add?
There is briefly, for the record, Your Honor. The issue doesn't fall within 803. The issue is within 805, hearsay within hearsay. This document is hearsay, although we don't have a problem that there's an exception that the affidavit finds. It's still hearsay, but it's an exception to hearsay. But that's the reason we have 805. Hearsay within hearsay is not excluded by the rule against hearsay if each part of the combined statements conforms with an exception to the rule. And just for reference, and I'm going to cite Judge Miller's courtroom handbook on Indiana evidence. I know it's not binding. It certainly, I think, is
Someone else. So the guy who actually hit him was driving a work vehicle. So he's suing the company that owned the work vehicle.
is worthy of the court's attention. On page 363, number 2, summary of issues affecting admissibility under Rule 805. If this evidence is being admitted under a hearsay exception or under an exclusion from the definition of hearsay, which it is, right? Does the exception or exclusion apply to all out-of-court statements in the evidence? It doesn't. The statement that they're trying to prove the proof of the matter is hearsay within hearsay. The fact that the document is accepted from hearsay in and of itself, we don't have an issue with. But as 805 and Judge Miller is clearly pointing out here, everything in that document still has to pass muster on the rules of evidence. And what they're trying to get in is an out-of-court statement by a witness who's not here to testify to prove the truth of the matter. That's all, Your Honor.
It happens every once in a while. Rarely.
All right, thank you, Mr. Phelps. Ms. Pollock, anything else?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to sustain the objection, and it's on 2 grounds that I think are related. First, Rule 805 requires that every part of the document meet an exception to hearsay in order to be admissible. And the problem that we have here is that Tasha Jackson, as I understand it, filled out this claim form online with no verification by, I think it's State Farm and Casualty Company, that she filled this out or what happened or anything else. Now, I have an additional problem with this that I also think makes this inadmissible, and that's why I'm ruling this way. It's twofold, 805, and also because I'm looking at Defendant's Exhibit B, and under 803, under 803.6, the part that we're talking about on stiffness and soreness is really an opinion that is either a medical opinion or a diagnosis. At least that's how it's being presented to the court to be used. When we have no evidence on how this opinion or diagnosis came about, what it was relied upon, which seems to me, at the very least, to violate uh, 701 or 702. That gets me back to 803.6, wherein a court may sustain an objection and find business records inadmissible if the court finds that there's a lack of trustworthiness of what is stated in the business record. That's the original problem I had with this. So I'm going to sustain the objection both on lack of trustworthiness for it to fit under 803.6, and because I do also believe that it shows hearsay within the hearsay under 805.
Sorry, Karen.
I'm going to stop there unless there's further argument. Ms. Pollock, go ahead.
I just want to clarify, Your Honor, this does not prevent me from questioning him about the statements made in this claim.
Correct,
Okay, thank you.
correct.
Very good.
Depending on how you phrase your question, that's correct. That has been true all the way through this trial so far. So if you phrase it so that it's not objectionable, that's correct. And I go back to and I'm not sure what else you're going to draw to or draw my attention to or the attempt to put in front of the jury. Right now, we're at the deer accident. I don't think we're beyond that right now. But Mr. Jackson has stated in cross-examination that he was involved in the deer accident and that he was not harmed. I'm not using the words exactly correct, but there wasn't harm to him from that. I do believe you can do further cross-examination.
Okay.
You just have to make certain you ask a question that is appropriate.
Okay.
Any other argument?
Nope.
Mr. Phelps?
We're so close to the finish line. I don't want some trickery question that seems like a clever way of getting in the document without getting in the document that's going to lead to a mistrial when we are 5 meters from the finish line. And what I mean by that, what I mean by that is,
Mr. Phillips, my problem is this. It's the same problem I've had a couple times in the trial already. I can't rule
I know.
on the question until I know what the question is. If Ms. Pollock tells me what the question is, I'll be happy to tell you whether it's coming in or coming out, but I think we're asking for a preliminary ruling that I can't make.
I get it. I guess let's go forward and see where this ship takes us.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is ready to proceed, Mr.
Yes.
Phelps. Ready to proceed, Ms.
Yes.
Pollock. Let's get the jury back in.
That was so MMA of Judge, and he didn't even realize it.
Would you bring the jury back in, please?
He's all
Thanks.
about the law. I'm telling you, it's all he thinks about or cares about. Now we can all be lawyers because we heard lawyer stuff today.
That's too. Right. So you can say, I told you so, Judge. There.
Insurance companies just don't like paying
All
money.
right.
And you may be seated. When we recessed, we were in the midst of cross-examination of Mr. Jackson. Cross-examination will continue. Ms. Pollock, next question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jackson, the accident with the deer, you were the driver of the vehicle?
I was the driver.
All right, and it was just your car versus the deer?
Yeah, the deer jumped out of a ditch.
Okay.
That picture.
And
was-
it was,
Wow.
the police were called and a police report was made?
I did call the police, yes.
The damage to your vehicle was to the hood, undercarriage, front bumper, fender, PS, front end,
PS would probably be power steering.
okay?
And I don't remember undercarriage damage, but the car was totaled because it was a cheap car.
All right. Was the car equipped with airbags?
Yes,
Did they deploy?
no.
Did you report to your wife that you had soreness and stiffness as a result of that accident?
I do not remember saying that.
Now, you worked at Forest River RV for about 19 years?
I believe so.
You had a few work injuries while you were there?
Yeah, cuts.
Between 5 and 10 injuries?
I couldn't tell you. RV industry is hard. Cuts to your hands and debris falling in your eyes is common.
And there were a couple falls too, weren't there?
Your Honor, objection, may we approach? I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
Karen is just trying to get everything in that she can. Can't fault her for that. I mean, that's her job. That's what she's supposed to do. She's doing her job.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, while Mr. Phelps lodged an objection, Ms. Pollock, I believe, is going to withdraw her question. Ms. Pollock, you're withdrawing your question.
I will.
So there is no objection for the court to rule on. Ms. Pollock will ask another question. Go ahead, Ms. Pollock.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. You were paid full-time, you were paid for your full job at Forest River, even though you were on light duty following this accident for a period of time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you didn't lose any wages? You were given an assistant who did your work for you?
If I recall, that was after the surgery.
After surgery? Okay. And you didn't miss any work at all following the accident at the RV location, correct?
I would not say that. I would say I would have to leave early sometimes for PT.
Okay, you did say that. All right. Now, you left Forest River in 2020, June of 2020,
Yes.
not on great terms by your own account?
Yeah, I don't think so.
And your dream was always to teach jujitsu anyway, right?
Correct.
Now, is it my understanding, are you saying today that you do not spar at all anymore? Or you
I haven't
stopped?
sparred in a long time.
I'm sorry?
I haven't sparred in a long time.
Since the accident?
I would say I tried sparring after the accident, but it never fared well, but for sure not since my neck surgery.
Is rolling sparring?
Rolling can be related to sparring. There's also things called flow rolling.
So you are a certified Gracie Jiu-Jitsu instructor, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to recertify every 2 years?
Not anymore.
Not anymore? Why is that?
I'm a black belt for over 5 years.
And tell me what it takes to be a black belt.
It takes a great understanding of the techniques and leverage, And in our line of work, it takes understanding all the self-defense movements, meaning knife defense, gun defense, street self-defense, and then you have to have a complete knowledge of the combatives program, the beginner program, to teach somebody, and you have to be able to put those in a sequence to make them work properly.
You have to take a test? You have to pass a black belt test?
I did not.
You've been a black belt since June of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
So is the rear naked choke is the most common move you make, is that correct?
I think it's the most common one referred to by people that don't do jujitsu.
So if you said in your deposition at page 5152, rear naked choke is the most common, did you misspeak?
I did not misspeak. I said it the same way I am now. It's the most common for people that don't know jujitsu. So I probably referenced it as the most common just because it's easier for somebody who doesn't understand jujitsu to know what a rear naked choke is.
Do you do rear naked chokes?
I do them on Adam.
And it's where you wrap the neck, lock it up, and hold it for 10 seconds until your opponent goes unconscious or goes to sleep, as you phrased it, correct?
That is the elementary version of it, yes.
And in jujitsu, shoulders play a huge issue in shrugs, correct?
But we talk about a shrug, yes.
What is a shrug?
Shrug is just making your neck smaller or narrower, or we use a shrug to stay out of headlocks. We use a shrug to get out from the bottom of people.
And what do you do to make your neck as small as possible?
I shrug. I shrug my shoulders up north towards my ears.
In jujitsu, there's always the danger of someone wrapping your neck to try to get you in a chokehold, right?
When you're sparring, yes.
And so you're always trying to make your neck the smallest possible target on the planet. You recall saying that in your deposition?
I did say that.
And you said it's putting the turtle back in the shell. What did you mean by that?
I would describe it the same as Mr. Adam did. I try to bring my shoulders to my ears to make the neck as small as possible if there was a threat.
All right. You said you said in your deposition there's discomfort in an arm lock and a leg lock. Can you describe those two moves?
When you are applying a submission, there's discomfort long before there's ever pain. So discomfort could be your elbows extended or your leg is it's immobilized by your opponent. So it's not a comfortable spot to be in, but there's no pain.
Now let's talk about cauliflower ear. You heard Mr. Champion say that your ear was swollen and seeing you had cauliflower ear. That's something you got pretty frequently with jujitsu, right?
I would not say pretty frequently. I had experienced it.
And you had drained it yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you said in your deposition you had drained it yourself hundreds of times, would you now correct yourself?
Can you show me where I said that? I don't think I said hundreds of times.
I'm sorry, what was your answer?
I said, can you show me where it says that? I don't think I said hundreds of times.
Page 114 to 115 of your deposition. It's 115 to 116, I guess. What? Oh, 114 to 116. Okay. That's what I said. 114 to 115. Let's see. All right. Starts bottom one line. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Line 25 on 114. You said I was like, well, I know how to do this, so I'll just drain it like I've done hundreds of times.
Correct, ma'am.
Yeah.
So what I'm referring to is I've done it hundreds of times. I help other students with it because some people are scared to do it. I've done it on myself a few times.
All right, you said in your deposition you didn't spar for a long time after the motor vehicle accident. Does that mean you started sparring at some point after the accident?
Your Honor, I don't mean to be difficult, but for context and completeness, can we please have page and line numbers?
Page
So
125.
And counsel, we need to have it to keep my record straight anyway.
Yep. Okay. Lines 1 through 3. You said it was quite long after before you felt comfortable re-engaging in sparring.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then you did re-engage in sparring.
Light sparring.
Yep. All right.
Adam, or Matt, I'm sorry. Can you pull up?
Tokyo is here. Hi, Tokyo.
Video, Jay.
Got A through E from.
Where's the sheet I can use? Sorry, Matt. Video check.
What is going on over there?
Hey.
Can you tell the jury what that is, please?
It's a person on top, and a person on bottom. I'm not sure what they're doing in that motion.
And that is Gracie Jiu-Jitsu from Fort Wayne, that's where you work?
I'm not sure if I was there that day or not. If this is the same as the other pictures you've shown in court, there was a seminar that day and I would have been there.
Do you know if either of those people are you?
That
Not
he's
without
not
the
really
face, I can't
hurt.
see him.
Next. That's a video, let's play a video. So, you know what that move was?
It looked like Mr. Chet Skimmerhorn going for an Americana, or a Kimura, I'm sorry.
Which is what?
It's a shoulder lock.
Is that something that you've engaged in since the accident?
I've taught it.
Have you done it yourself or had it done to you?
Since the accident,
Yes.
I'm sure pre-surgery I would have been the bad guy a couple times.
Next.
Matt, video K, please.
Excuse me.
What was that?
That would be called a clock choke?
Have you engaged in that type of move since the surgery?
No.
I'm sorry, since the accident.
No.
All right, we got this. Back on.
Video M, please.
Back mount?
That is a video sample from Gracie University.
Of a back mount?
Yeah, let's take the back.
And that's a move that you make, that you engage in routinely?
It's a move I teach.
You're saying you do not either perform it or have it performed on you?
When I teach, I have a very controlled environment.
So you demonstrate it when you teach?
I would for sure be the guy that was in the blue, the guy on top, Huron. I would be that guy in that movement.
Have you ever had it demonstrated on you since the accident?
I can't say yes or no. I would venture to say yes, that I've had it done on me, but like I say, very controlled environment.
Video N, please.
It's not really Christofino's courtroom if we don't hear the sirens outside. We always hear the sirens outside and trucks and everything.
And that is a Gracie University move, correct?
That is a Gracie University move.
A triangle choke?
Triangle choke.
Have you engaged in that either as a demonstrator or a demonstratee since the accident?
Yes, but we've made modifications to it.
What did he
Mr. Jackson,
say?
are you on Facebook?
Yep.
Oh, so he knows more than
How long have
Gracie.
you been on Facebook?
I couldn't tell you when I signed up.
And what is your name on your Facebook account?
Jeremiah Jackson.
What is your profile picture?
Probably a jiu-jitsu picture.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may. Is this part of stipulation 1?
No, it's not stipulated.
Don't you want to mark it
Oh,
first?
sorry. So wait, can you please mark the C?
I think you're on C now.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
From Australia.
Take a look at defendant's exhibit C, please, Mr. Jackson. Can you identify that as your Facebook post?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we play? Let's start with
Hey,
November 5th, 2016. Move to admit exhibit C.
there we go. Mr. Phelps, have you seen it?
No, may we approach?
Come on.
All right. So that was what part are we on? 4. We're going to stop there. Oh, look, there's 14 people watching this right now. It was at 1 at the beginning. So they missed the whole beginning. I wonder if they're his students. Miss Pollock, Karen, yes, she does trials. We see her a lot, or I see her a lot because I don't show everything that I see her all the time. Him sometimes, but not so much. Okay, time for Fleischer. But before Fleischer, we got a special treat. Fozzie made something. Fozzie did something for the mods. Yep, for the mods. We're going to play that first. And, you know, being a mod is like a job. I don't want it to be a job for them. I wish they would like take time off and everything, but no, they're here every day, and you know, it's hard. It's not so hard in this chat room because you guys are just so freaking nice. But jerks are jerks, and they take care of it, and they hate it when they take care of it. Trust me, I see the mod chat where it's like, I don't want to have to tell him again. I don't want to have to time him out or her, you know, why can't they just stop? We told them to stop 2 times. So, you know, it's a pain. And then people's feelings get hurt, and then they have to deal with the backlash when someone was rude to them over something so stupid, and that someone gets timed out. There's backlash. There's like all kinds of drama involved, and they have to deal with the drama. And it's a pain. It's a pain to be a mod. It's not fun. It's not glamorous. There's no people like Nan is always thanking the mods. So there is thank yous for mods, but it's just a lot. It is. So the Fozzie made this for the mods. I have not heard it yet. Hopefully it's A-rated, PG rated. Let's just go there.
Kathy's got a crew that's out of sight, working hard and shining bright. They keep the chat a lively place with a smile and a whole lot of grace. Oh, Kathy's got the greatest group of moms. They're all good looking and have beautiful moms. They keep the good times rolling and the vibes real high. With a wink and a smile, they light up the sky. From dawn till dusk, they're on the scene, making sure everything's running clean. With a laugh and a joke, they're always around, turning every frown upside down. Oh, Kathy's got the greatest group of moms. They're all good looking and have beautiful bodies. They keep the good times rolling and the vibes real high. With a wink and a smile, they light up the sky. When the world gets heavy and the day's been tough, there's a silver lining, the diamond in the rough. They're the heart and the soul of this lively crew. Kathy's mods, they know just what to do. Oh, Kathy's got the greatest group of moms. They're all good looking and have beautiful moms. They keep the good times rolling and the vibes real high. With a wink and a smile, they light up the sky. So here's to Kathy and her fantastic crew, raising a toast and singing about you. With a song in our hearts and a cheer so loud. Kathy's mods, you make us so proud.
Okay, I'm just joking. That was so cool. Thank you, Fozzie. Our mods are so good. You're right. Yep. Yep. That's a cute little yeehaw song. Yeehaw. That's not bad. Yay. No, you're great. You're great, Rebecca. I'm not crying. You are. Mike. Now Maiko comes back. Well, Maiko, you know, you were supposed to be here a few minutes ago. You just ruined it. Fozzie wrote a whole song for you and you missed it. You have to rewind it later and listen to your song. $70,000. $80,000. Y'all have great buds. Fozzie said he wrote 2 lines of that song. I'm guessing that's one of them. I'm just guessing. Whoa, strong words from Maiko. he must be really mad. It's okay, you could just rewind it. Hi, Lacey. All right, I have him here. I have him ready. Time for Fleischer. This one. There it is. Going back to Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Fozzie wrote a song for the mods. It was awesome. It was only like 2 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago. I don't know. Don't say that. So just rewind it a tiny bit and you'll see it. Hear it? All right. Time for Fleischer.
All right, good morning, Mr. Matias.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Sir, you're charged with driving on a suspended license. You guys have worked out an agreement. Are you sure you want to do this? You're going to end up with another license suspension after this. And
At the moment,
do you know why?
because
Another one of these cases?
no, it was this one. This one's
That's
suspended.
not possible.
It was suspended. I came here like on June something.
He has a previous driving with no license, Judge. That's why this one is a Class B misdemeanor, because it's a second one. And the penal code said that it's the second one, it's a Class B misdemeanor.
If you want to drive, get a license, and I will make you a deal. If you come back here after today I will help you to try to get one. So I can appoint you a lawyer and we can try to help you one way or the other. We can run your record, figure out why the license is suspended and try to help you work on it. But if you continue to get in the car and drive, you're going to continue going to jail. And you lose money, you lose God knows how much stuff by just going to jail over and over and over. Not only that, we had a young man in here not too long ago who took a hit off of something that was laced with fentanyl. He ended up in the hospital in a coma on a respirator for, was it 15 days? How long was that kid in it? 2 weeks on a respirator in a coma, and they had to give him dope just to revive his brain because it shut down. When you're smoking the stuff that you're out there smoking that's laced with fentanyl, you're going to kill yourself. So you have to be careful, Mr. Matias. Life, you only got one, and it's really precious because once it's over, it's not like Target. You can just return it. So if you're going to do it, be careful where you're getting it from. Well, let's do this, and then I'm going to give you a piece of paper with the number for DPS to get in contact with so they can try to figure out about your license. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
For time served?
Sir, just I told you it's time, sir.
Matias, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Yeah, you're pleading. It's 4 days in jail, credit for the 5 days that you've done. It is. You will be getting out today. I will roll your core costs so you won't owe anything. And I'm going to do something else for you. I'm not going to suspend your license.
Thank you.
Okay. But I don't know if DPS will or not. DPS does what DPS is going to do. So don't just start driving. You need to call them to figure out what you need to do to start getting your license back.
Your Honor. And I am respecting your wishes. I paid my reinstatement fee and I am working towards getting my license at this moment.
You may need an SR22.
Yeah. I think
There's other things that you may need just before you do it. I'm telling you, come back here. I'll help you out.
it's just on a regular, any
Any
regular
day,
day.
just come up here, over there, just, I'll talk to you. We'll figure it out. I'll sit down. We can call DPS. Well, I can't call DPS. It's too late, but
Yes, Your Honor.
No?
I would love to get my license.
all right. How do you plead to the suspended license case?
Uh,
Guilty or not guilty?
The suspended license? Guilty.
I will find you guilty, send you to it. Good luck to you, Mr. Matias. What?
Does that mean I have to stay in jail longer?
No, sir.
Okay.
You're leaving today, sir.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I'm just making
Good.
sure.
All right, you don't have to
Be
make
careful
sure.
with the fentanyl, because that's a
I don't
one-way
smoke
trip, man.
fentanyl.
You may not think it, you may not know it, but you tested positive for it.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. D. Joe?
Your Honor, I'm here on Ernesto
Fentanyl.
Leon, Ernesto.
Yeah. You get all the high maintenance cases, don't you, Mr. Mata?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leon has a bond violation.
Yes, sir. You know, Your Honor, I just want to remind you, this was a case where he's a 6-year, honorably discharged a veteran, and he's suffering from PTSD, but you asked him to go to the VA before this.
Come on, Mr. Leon.
And he did go, and I do have some forms that they should have, the office, so have emailed to the DAs and also to the pretrial, but these are the originals, and this was the ones that you were asked for.
I won't take it from you.
That he go there, he went to the Michael DeBakey Center Veterans, and he did go, and they did give him this. They wanted him to come in for an exam to take the blood, and then he's gonna be meeting with the doctor on the 9th of September. The dates are there, I think they're 6th and 9th respectively, for the PTSD issue. Now, he did have, that day, he had a bond violation. This was Tuesday. And so he did get tested, you sent him for testing that day, and I'm told that he also did not pass on this one. This is a situation where he was using over-the-counter CBD that you buy on the store. Apparently, it showed up as abused too much.
I told you not to use anything.
And he's committed not to use anything, even that, because he was hoping that that would help him. But the main issue is he's gonna be getting some medical treatment, hopefully for this PTSD for the veterans, because he's totally entitled to it, and he does want to get treatment. He does want to deal with that.
Did you test today?
No.
If I test you,
Tuesday.
He tested Tuesday, you sent him on Tuesday to go test immediately after the.
If I-
Came up where he failed.
if I test you today, what are you gonna test positive for?
It's the same thing, the CBD or the THC.
I want to
Nothing
make sure
else?
that I'm sending you for a test now. I want to make sure that you're not testing positive for anything else.
When was the
But-
last time you used that?
Mr. Leon, this makes me very happy
Yes, sir.
because this is what's going to help. You going to the VA, you meeting with someone and talking through the issues is the way to head this thing
Oh,
and to tackle this thing head on. You can't just try to beat around the bush when you have these issues. You can't, because the only thing that you're doing is you're hurting yourself. When you have issues, when you have PTSD, if you have trauma in your life, depression, anything like that, the way that you tackle it is by doing it head on. You speak with someone who's in the know and you tackle the issue. How, what, why, because that's the ultimate question, why, and where do we go from here? That's what we do. That's what responsible, mature adults do, because that way you figure out what the solution is so you don't leave a wake of destruction, because that's invariably what you're going to do. Because when you have PTSD, if you don't take care of it, it radiates and it affects everyone else. You know, misery loves company. So when you're miserable, you make everybody else near you miserable. And if you do dangerous things, you will leave a wake of destruction.
oh, geez, guys. We just figured out why we're all here together. We're all here in chat together because misery loves company.
And God forbid you do something to where you, in that wake of destruction, you either kill someone, maim someone, to where the new clinicians you meet are in jail. I'm trying to get you to do this so we don't do it the hard way in custody. We're going to do this. So it's either you do this out there and we do it together in the outside, or we're going to do it together in the inside. How that happens, it's up on you. I don't want to have to put you in jail, but I got to know that you're tackling these issues head on. And as long as you do that and I can see it and I have proof of it, then I'll allow you to remain out there. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's all we want. Right. Tackle these head on.
So good.
And when you do that, I promise you,
Judge Fleischer
everything's
is
going to start
so
looking
good.
up.
I feel like hitting a goal today or something.
Joe, I just want to send him now. I mean, I know that the weed is going to be in the system. I got to know when the start date is this so that I know when, because weed stays in your system for 30 days. You have to stop smoking.
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you go meet with the office or with the person on the 9th, I'm making this a condition of your bond. If you don't go, I issue a warrant. I want you to understand that now.
I understand, Your Honor.
When you go, you need to tell them that you're self-medicating
Yes, sir.
and figure a way around it, because there's got to be a way. Okay. Joe, here's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna send him for a drug test now. I'm gonna talk with Rachel to
He just said Jojo. Jojo, talking to you.
see when the first positive test was, and I want to create a kind of a baseline stopping point to where at some point, I'm not gonna let you smoke weed. I'm not gonna just continue to use CBD. It's gotta stop. So we need to set a baseline date for when that there has to be a negative test. There has to be consequence. I'm not gonna let you just sit here and do this. Do you understand, Mr.
I
Levin?
understand.
So we'll meet with Rachel, try to figure that out. I'm gonna send you for a drug test now. I will set you out until the 10th. Okay, or sometime that week after this, so that we can get proof that he attended. Okay, as long as you have proof that you've gone and that we can see it, I'm gonna be a happy person. And you gotta start testing negative. Do we understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And good job in getting the appointment. Mr. Leon, good job getting the appointment. Just keep up with it. That's all we're asking.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Jim.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?
You're not gonna like that. Ooh, he's not gonna like that. Oh. I don't know how we're gonna do that. Oh, come on.
I think we finally figured out Victor's real first name.
He's gonna have to pay court costs.
I think it's Vanessa.
And I'm gonna tell him, and so what we'll do is
No,
the
Kelly,
court costs are what?
no,
Like 3,500? No, but he also has to pay 2,000. Let me see. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor, please? On Ramirez, can you see if he has a breath or blood test above a 0.15, please?
I think we're down to 3 kids.
No.
They're all leaving, and I just want this
If
one
for
to
some
stay,
reason there's a problem, Joe, I'll call you.
but they won't. They're leaving. This one will follow me around wherever I go, whatever room I'm in. It's black,
I
but it
want to
has
know.
a
Yeah,
little
just
bit of
file
white.
it and then we'll take a
Look
look at
at
it.
the nose.
Yeah. Thanks.
Either a little white on the nose and a little white under the chin.
Is
Oh,
it,
you can't see it. You can't.
what is it?
There though.
On Ramirez, the plea that we just did, I'm not rolling his court cost. He won't have to pay the surcharge.
The surcharge for DPS?
Yeah, so, right, but is it a 0.15 or above? Because if it is, then it's 4,500.
Let me check, just to be sure.
That's what I was.
One of the charges was 1.15, so I'm not sure if that was.
Yes, Judge. Hi, how are you?
Hey, good morning.
Quick off docket
I
thing,
can't.
if you got a sec.
Of course.
Cause number 2450766.
245.
Yeah,
70.
0766.
Calhoun?
Yes, sir. We're currently set, I believe, to come back on the 3rd of September.
Yeah.
He had a felony date this week and it got pushed to 10/15. I was gonna try to reset until after that.
I'm okay with that. Sure.
Okay.
Anything happening upstairs?
Not that I can tell.
Yeah, there's a lot of cases, so I guess they're just kind of punting it down the road, right?
They offered a year's state job.
On all those cases, 1 year state jail? You're kidding. What? What is it, a fire sale?
A year's state job, a couple of them, but yeah, they offered a year's state job.
What? Are they all state jail cases? No.
So they also, no.
That evading's a
they-
third.
I can't name her Ella because Victoria, these are Victoria's kittens, my daughter Victoria, and she just lost her best friend Ellie because they got into this huge fight and now they don't speak anymore and they never will again. So I can't name one of her kittens Ella, and he's a boy.
Evading's a burglaries, but they offered on the burglary and the theft, the same job theft, they offered 1 year state job dismissed.
Look who's representing him upstairs. That's why. He's great. He's great. You know Jerome?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But I personally would go.
I'll get with Victoria on that.
yeah, no rush, just whatever you need, you know?
Cool. Thanks, Judge.
And yeah, just get with Victoria.
All right, have a good one.
Okay, you too. So I remember John here was earlier, we were talking about it. They suggested Hue.
Yes, I just got a copy of the, before she comes out. Oh, there she is.
Hey. We can,
Here we go.
Oh,
I brought you out because she's here to talk about your case, and it's only fair that you hear everything because, I mean, realistically, it's all about you, right? Everything in life, right? About you. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your lawyer, everybody constantly, always fighting and trying to help you. Who's the only one who doesn't want to help themselves. So I think that okay. Ms. Longmouth, please.
yeah, so, I don't know where I stopped, but I'll start somewhere else.
I think that I mean, at the end of the day, you have court September 16th, I think you said, correct?
Victoria, that is correct.
And she's shaking your family down to try to get the money to pony up to get you out somehow. And I think that's where you were headed.
Yes, so I know your main concern, Your Honor, are the numbers of thefts that she has. And I didn't want to go too far into her situation, you know, that's for a mitigation packet and all of those things that are probably or will be needed for her. So her oldest case, I believe, was in like 2021. Miss Barnett is 48 years old, so she's not, I mean, technically you can consider her a habitual, but she hasn't been committing crimes all of her life.
Say that again.
I would say 2022 was what, 2-3 years ago. So 44, 45. And so you, I believe, touched on that something had to have happened. And I said, Your Honor, you know, that's what we know, that's what we have acknowledged, and that's what we are trying to use to get these matters resolved, especially in Brazoria County and here in Harris County, specifically in the felony district courts. Miss, and I see that she was recommended for however you say it, but Miss Barnett, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, was involved in a horrific crash that she was prescribed multiple medications, opioids. She has been getting treatment since because those opioids put her in a situation where, you know, she's married and she has adult children, she has grandchildren, she's raised all of those children. None of them are in the criminal justice system. She is not a stereotype, so to say. It's just certain things happen. She sought help for it. Now, she is currently unemployed. She has been unemployed due to that. She has been active in trying to get the help that she needs, which is, we have documentation of that. We're in the process of retrieving additional medical records for her. So a lot of things with Ms. Barnett are circumstantial. So I stepped in a few weeks ago. Her family reached out to me and they are trying. And I'm a pretty fair attorney. I don't say, give me 30,000, I'm not showing up, or 10,000, I'm not showing up. I show up when I feel like I need to. And in her situation, I did feel the need to. And I know that you mentioned that it appeared that she was entitled due to the number of deaths. But that's why I bring you back to the time frame, because
So you're saying that all these arise from an opioid addiction?
no, I'm not saying that completely. I'm saying that she has background in certain mitigating circumstances and situations that led to, I'm not even saying that she committed these steps. I'm saying that she's in certain conditions, mental conditions. She has certain mental health history that we are trying to at least acknowledge and resolve, so she can get out of the circumstances that she's in by way of.
And I
the
think that you did get that.
Yes. So
Thought that when Judge Hill reinstated her bond on 5 felony cases with the fact that she's on felony probation, so they did mitigate, they gave you a chance.
The judge just reminded us that we have to go back to Hill County and see if that kid, that little boy, was placed anywhere yet. I have to research that today.
And they reinstated your bond, and
yes, and she was given this court date as she was walking out of the jail. I didn't know of this court date. And so I was called when she was placed in handcuffs and I came. This case was filed, I believe, in May, which is when she was taken into custody in Brazoria County. So she's been in custody since May. And so we're just trying to resolve all issues. And with all due respect,
what do you want?
I would ask for the court to at least reduce the bond so we can at least have a shot at getting her out, getting her resolved in Brazoria County. That way we can also get everything resolved here in Harris County.
And how much of a bond reduction do you want? That's cute. $500? Mhm.
And 5,000.
Oh, 5,000. Okay, I said 500. You might as well wish for a unicorn. You're gonna get that first.
No.
Okay, but
Yeah, I think he's 13. Yeah, we have all of his hearings to date in past streams. So he was supposed to come back in 2 weeks. I wonder if this is it. Is it? I wonder if this is it. This one might be it. I'm just gonna look real quick. Oh wait, it might be a juvenile. Let me put this over here and look real quick. No, there's an interpreter. No, there's not. No, I don't think this is it. I think that's a different child. Hold on, let me see. Oh, Georgia Peach was there. No, this isn't it. There's 2 more videos. And I don't even know if he was in since then. Sometimes he does real boring lawyer-y stuff. And that's what these are, I think. One more video. If it's here, we can play this. Oh no, we can't play this today because I have to edit the face out. But that voice though, are you ready?
Mr. Wilson, you're,
Ah,
there you go. Then, The court will call CV 41324, ex parte Aaron.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel when that voice happens. Am I scared? I don't think I'm scared. I'm scrolling up through comments to see if someone said anything. Yeah, go ahead, Twitchy. Tell us what you know. No, no. All right, keep going with this attitude, girl.
She will have a lot of conditions.
That's fine. Huh?
So I'll do 5,006. She will have a GPS monitor prior to release. She will have she's not allowed to go to any retail store. No retail store whatsoever. I don't care. You're not allowed to go to any stores. If you need something, you're gonna have to get it from either Amazon or someone else is gonna have to get it for you. I don't want you to go to any retail store whatsoever. I don't know Walmart, no Sam's, no Target, no, my Lord, just you and retail stores just don't get along. You can't do it. And until we see some kind of
My wallet's
proactive
gone. She took my wallet.
measure that you've taken, then maybe we can talk again, but I don't want you to go to any stores whatsoever. I have a monitor on you,
There yet.
so
We don't
it'll
know
tell me
yet.
exactly where you are. And if I find that you do this again, and back into custody you go. You either, we had another person like this earlier, when you have trauma, when you have PTSD, when you have any kind of issues, you're supposed to tackle these issues head on. You don't self-medicate or beat around the bush and find another way because all you do is land in jail. If you have issues, you tackle these things head on so that you can find out why is this happening? How did it happen? And more importantly, what's the way that we take care of this so it doesn't continue to happen? I can't imagine that you stealing a $5 tray from Walmart is due to opioid addiction. No, I think that is either just you like the thrill of trying to get away with stealing, or I don't know what else it could be, Ms. Longwell. I truly don't. You have people over and over and over coming to bat for you. And now you're going to have them pony up all this money yet again to get you out. How much money have they spent on you? And you're smiling like it's just, it's
Actually has tears, Your Honor.
Ms. Longmiles, I'm going to tell you now that if she picks up another case while she's out on bond, you pick up another case or you go into another retail store, I'm going to lose it. You understand? No drug.
Miss Longbottom, if you make our judge lose it, we all coming after you. Yep.
No alcohol, random urinalysis. Ms. Longmiles, is she prescribed anything that she's supposed to be taking?
So that's the issue. She's prescribed a lot of these medications. And so we're trying to gather all of her medical records because since she's been in custody, they haven't given her anything, like any of her medications.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't even ask you. Are you okay with the 5,000, the reduction to 5,000?
We are well different.
So
Sorry, I didn't even ask you,
I can provide a list of all of those medications that she's been prescribed. But all of that was.
I would like to make it a condition that she takes any medicine that the doctors have prescribed her to take, Okay, Ms. Barnett, I'll reduce it to 5,006. Do you know what happens if you pick up another case?
Have we ever went through a Judge Fleischer docket where no one was sneezing? Ever? Do you guys ever remember that courtroom where no one is sneezing? There's always sneezing.
So it's up to you. And I guess just keep us in the loop, Ms. Longmiles,
Yes,
about what
ma'am.
happens in Brazoria and upstairs. Okay,
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
for sure. So, Rachel, no going to any retail stores anywhere. I mean, if she wants to do some shopping, she's gonna have to do it by delivery.
Have a good one. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
That attorney's mad.
Yasha,
I'm back on, Mr. Cologne.
come up, Mr. Colon.
Robert Cologne? Robert, you have some explaining to do.
You tested for cocaine the last time last week. I sent you for a drug test today. You were negative. I am now going to test you every Monday and Thursday to prove to me that you're not using any kind of illegal drugs. And I'm going to tell you, the next time you use anything that comes up positive with whatever it may be, into jail you go. Do you understand? I'm sorry, you tested positive for alcohol and cocaine. So you will come here every Monday and every Thursday at 8:30. You must be here to take a test. The first time you do not arrive here to take a test, I will revoke your bond and I'm going to set it at around 10 to 15,000. Do you understand, sir? Okay. All right, Yashin.
This Monday, is Labor Day.
So it'll be Tuesday and then Thursday for this week.
This week, Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, he will be tested on Tuesday. You test positive or anything. I don't care what you're kicking and screaming. Oh my God, I was in a car and other people were smoking. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. There's absolutely no tolerance. Do you understand?
I understand, sir.
Okay. All right, Yasha.
Okay.
Okay, so what he will have a reset for every Tuesday, every Monday and Thursday. For you, you don't have to come those days. So we'll just give you like a 30-day reset and we'll see what.
I think he just made Fozzie sneeze with that big booty. he gets upset when people put "use" in words. Fozzie, it's okay.
On that 30-day. So it'll be in the notes section about what your true reset is for you, but he's gonna have to come here 2 times a week. to test. Okay, please.
Thank you.
Yes. Yep. Okay, thanks, Judge. Hi, Ray. Okay,
I always wonder if they ever get there when someone asks me for directions.
sorry, I'm just writing this down so I don't forget. So your client, what's his last name?
Malone.
Come up, Mr. Malone.
So he's still waiting to approach upstairs, Judge, they're in trial, which is why.
I understand. So on Mr. Malone, do we have a bond violation?
Yes, Judge. Alleged curfew violations. There's several on there, but then there's a few that indicate that the pretrial officer
Worldwide now.
reviewed them and determined that he was home. Maybe he like stepped outside of the residence or something to that effect. There's a few where he's like,
Stepping out. You step
30
outside, then that's the wrong thing. I'm putting you in jail if you do that.
I can't walk around my apartment.
No, home confinement is home confinement. Rachel, tell me about Mr. Malone, please.
There's others where he was like, he was about 30 minutes late. It's a 7 PM to 7 AM. He was like 30 minutes late.
I have a problem with that.
Then there's a couple where he had to leave, like one of them, I think his sister's car broke down. He went out to go help his sister.
How do I know that?
We understand, Judge. that-
I don't care what you're doing. You have conditions for a reason, Mr. Malone.
don't want to be a criminal. I don't. It's not something I aspire to be. But man, would I love a little bit of home confinement. Just like a month, like 30 days. 30, I would not get fired if it was 6 months, 12 months. So I'm not worried about losing my job. I wouldn't lose my job, but I would like home confinement. So what's the best easy crime that would get me home confinement? I don't want to do drugs. Listen, I have a very addictive personality. So I don't want to do drugs because if I start one, I mean, no, that's it. I would be right downhill. What can I do with my Oh, I got it. I got it. I'll cut down that bastard neighbor's fence by accident. Yep, yep, yep. Would that be home confinement? Look, she's a jerk. She's just my neighbors are just hard to deal with. And what if I cut down their fence by accident? Accident. No, because then I'll be able to see into their yard. You know what? There is a piece of fence that she has like points to like a different yard to someone else with a big dog. Yes. Yes. I'm never gonna get there, Fozzie, and I'm good with that. Listen, guys, this channel is never going to be a high subscriber channel. It never will be. And the reason is because I talk to you. I know every single one of you. I know details about every single one of you. And that's not big YouTubers don't do that. They post videos, they post content, and you watch the content. So people don't like when I talk to you guys, to everybody, and that I will never stop doing that ever. So this is not going to be a big. It just won't, Fozzie. You got to learn. You got to accept reality. I get a tiny few subscribers every week, and I'm perfectly fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If it gets to more subscribers, I can't talk to everybody. I don't know everybody. You know, I know Kelly backwards and forwards. Casey Carey is me. Yes, Barb, I'm always talking to you. Always, always, always. So I'm good. I'm good with it just the way it is. I really, 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 really am. And that's fine. It's just fine. It's all fine. Yeah, I know Kelly. I know Lori. I know her husband. Her husband just got a fantastic haircut. He has something hanging off his wrist that I don't know what it is. That's besides the point. I digress. That's all I do is digress. I know your social security number, Lena, so I already got that. I know the interwebs. I can type on my keyboard and get anything I want. Hi, Bryden. See, I know Bryden has a great channel. It's very heavy, heavy topic matter. Great channel. No, this is it. This is the peak right now. This is the peak. This is it. This is it. This is where we landed. This is good. This is good stuff. Oh man, me and my sister's not even allowed on my street legally because she robbed all the houses on this street. And I was wondering if anybody knows how long that's good for. So like if you burglarize someone's house and you're not allowed to go there anymore, how long is that? I don't know. Is it a protection order? How long does that go for? No, no, no. I don't need that, Tokyo. That's not anything that I want. I get upset when legal and Fozzie do that much on I like they don't have to. Like YouTube YouTube will pay me. You don't have to. I didn't get to see the order, and I can't personally get them renewed because it was all the neighbors. Oh no, we would kill each other. We would. I would be in front of Judge Fleischer for assault of a family member. Yeah, yeah. Assault of a family member would be what happens if me and my sister get too close together. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I have two sisters. Both are criminals. My older sister, I don't talk to anymore because like she is just really addicted to every single drug there is out there. I can't help her. I can't. There's nothing I can do to make her stop. There's nothing I can do to help her. I've tried and tried and tried. And all she did was rob me over and over and over and over again. I can't help her. And I didn't want her around my kids. And then my younger sister, she's just a criminal. She's Grand Theft Auto at age 14 and just kept going. She's also heavily addicted to drugs, heavily. And now her daughter is in jail because of drugs and all kinds of things. It's just a vicious circle. So we don't talk. I took her oldest though. Her oldest is mine. That's my niece Jessica, who I talk about in here. So she's not a criminal. She's not addicted to drugs because I took her. Kristen, I couldn't get. She wouldn't. She wouldn't listen to me because you only do what you can do. You know? Yeah, Terry. I'm sorry. I mean, there's times where something happens. I'm like, oh, I wish I could tell Patty or Janet that, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it because all they do is, hurt everyone around me if they come near me. So they can't come near me. I did want it renewed. I mean, I got a DUI, I think, in February. Do you want to know how I got a DUI in February? She gave the police officers my license. How did she get my license? I don't know. It's fixed. It's fixed. I don't have a DUI in my record, but it's just I've always have a warrant out for my arrest for some reason or another. And then I gotta go in and I gotta explain I'm not her and these bangs are really bad because the last time I got pulled out of my job and pulled into the police um department, they they were gonna lock me up and I'm like, it's not me, it's my sister. And they were like, no, it's not. I see it on the camera. It looks just like you. I said, yeah, it's my sister. Of course she looks just like me. And this was like before I just cut my hair not too long ago. It used to be long, and I never had bangs. So I'm sitting there, and they're interrogating me in the police station, and they have three thick Manila folders in front of them, full of crimes, and like he gets like I'm allowed to touch this stuff. I didn't think I was, but he let me. I got to like I don't know 3/4 of the way through the second stack, and I found the picture of the robbery that they were going to lock me up for. They had, someone had a camera on it, and there she is with bangs. She's right there with bangs, and I have had long, straight hair, no bangs. And I said, "Look, I can't grow this out that fast. I don't have bangs. She has bangs. My sister has bangs. They they didn't care. They just wanted me locked up. They didn't care what I was saying. That was for later. But once I found that picture of the bangs, then they let me out. I didn't go back to work that day because I was so embarrassed. Oh my gosh, I was embarrassed. But yeah, yeah, don't talk to my. I would get right in front of Judge Fleischer because I'm really upset. I'm really mad at her for she keeps getting me in trouble. Yep, family violence. I grew up in the 80s. You're allowed to punch your sister if she's being an a-hole.
Tell me, Rachel, please.
there is a lot of dates, and the officer did put that they determined that he wasn't at home, but I'm assuming that he was on inside, so like, for example,
Well, they said one, he went out to go fix the sister's car allegedly.
like, for example, on 7/27, he left at 5:54, he returned back home at 6:32, and then left again. But then it says that it was researched and it's determined that he was at home, so that just means he's going outside or going somewhere in the apartment. Another one, 7/28, left at 19:48, which is
7:47.
48, returned at 20:14.
Oh, goodness, that far off?
30 minutes.
No. She said 19. That's 2 hours. She
19
said
to 20 is 30 minutes, 1948 to 20.
the time, Rachel?
1948 to 2014.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
less than 30 minutes. It's
But then
26
there's one
minutes.
that
Listen,
was left at 2014, returned at 22:13. But
Mr.
again,
Malone, I'm revoking your bond. It goes with you. You've gone for 2 hours on that one.
If I may, can we hold off on that for a moment? The reason I say that is because upstairs, they're offering him a time served, which Mr. Malone is more likely going to take. If he does that, the state's going to dismiss this case here.
Okay, I'll do this to you. I'll roll it to tomorrow and I'll set it for bond forfeiture. You must be back here tomorrow. If you haven't taken the case, if you haven't taken care of it, you're to be here tomorrow. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And when I mean stay at home, stay at home.
Yes, sir.
Don't go out.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna see you tomorrow, one way or the other. If you don't take care of it upstairs, I'm taking care of you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Ooh, whew. You just got so lucky, guys. Oh my gosh.
Judge, I'm here on Miss Alvarado.
Okay. Come up, Miss Alvarado.
Constantly, since I was 16, she's got credit cards in my name constantly, all the time. Never ends. It's right now. It never ends.
How many kids do you have at home, Miss Alvarado?
how many kids I have?
Do you have any children? Okay. Did you graduate from high school? You need to do that.
I'm going back to school September 10th.
Okay, I want proof of that. I'm giving you a lawyer today. And you also know that I'm going to drug test you 31 days from 8/22. So you will be drug tested September, about late September. If you test positive for marijuana again, I'm going to put you in jail. And I don't care if you're kicking or screaming, I don't care. You need to stop smoking. I asked you to fill out an application and you couldn't even fill it out for me competently. So you definitely need to
I
get back
tried.
into school
It doesn't
to
work.
get some knowledge, because from what I see, you need to get some. Do you understand? So Hunter, I'm sending her for 2 weeks from today, and I want to see that she's gotten back into either high school or start working on a GED. But the way things are going now, she's doing nothing but smoking weed. And I can't even get her to fill out a freaking application, man.
Judge, the only thing I would ask is if we could do the drug
Be in
test like
there.
45 days, because I know it's
Thank you.
standard. It's a month to get out of your system, but sometimes it goes a little bit longer.
I'll set her for like a week out after a month,
work.
but I'm
I
not
tried
doing
it.
45.
Doesn't
But I'll
work.
That's
do,
fine,
you know, a
Judge.
week after, sure. But nevertheless, Hunter, she's got to either get back into school or do something, man, because what's happening now is just not working. So I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks from today. And I want to see what you've done to get back into high school or start getting your GED. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well between you and I. Do you understand? Okay. Do you have any sticky?
And Judge, I would just instruct Ms. Alvarez on her reset form that my phone number's gonna be on there if you can give me a call.
I'm also going to text you her phone number just in case, okay?
Thank you.
Because I'm gonna chat with you now, Hunter.
Ms. Alvarez, we'll talk, after your court, okay?
So it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Hunter. He's the lawyer that has been appointed to represent you. He's going to call you immediately after you leave here today, and you need to talk about the case with him. As long as you can follow these basic bond conditions, you and I will be fine. Otherwise, I'm gonna put you in jail. That's the only other recourse I have.
Yeah,
You
I
understand,
know
ma'am?
it's not me every time
I'm
she
not
does it.
asking much. All I'm
Just
asking you to
kidding.
do is either get back into school, get your GED, and stop smoking weed. Okay, so Ms. Alvarado, we will see you back here in 2 weeks. I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then the reset that she has also has your lawyer's phone number on it, and then we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, good luck, man.
House 916.
How's 916, Hunter?
That's fine. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thanks for coming back. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Judge, do you have Yasha's phone number?
I do.
A different number, because I called to get his client back here to sign the living conditions. I told him they were.
No, leave me in there.
Okay, I'll send you his number.
Conduct.
I'll show the contact.
Oh, man.
I don't know if the non-iPhone will.
Hey, Judge.
Hey, give me a second, John. Let me just write this down real quick and then I'll hit you up.
No worries.
Thank you, Fozzie. Thank you.
Court date, you are required to appear, that's your attorney's name and phone. So go ahead and give them a call.
I just sent poor Fozzie a K reply in Discord. And he gave me a super chat. Fozzie, thank you.
Okay, John.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, Ben.
I am appearing for Mr. Nathaniel Reams, Judge. This was the assignment
Up,
that
sir.
I got just as I left the building.
It's okay. Thank you for coming.
Nicola, I am so sorry. Oh, I feel so bad. I I I I am, oh my goodness. Hold on, I'm trying to click this. Guys, we missed Nicola's birthday. Was it yesterday or the day before, Nicola? I know you got some happy birthdays and comments, but Mel, thank you so much. Guys, we just completely missed Nicola's birthday. So please say happy to Nicola. Please, please, please. And she leaves so many comments on the videos. It would be so lovely if she got that many back with a happy birthday. Just wish her a happy birthday. She talks to you all in comments. She comes in here and talks. I mean, she's awesome. She's awesome, and I missed her birthday. I'm so sorry.
Coming up.
Yeah, for sure, Judge. I think this is the UCW, but I think he tested positive.
Yeah, and he had an AR-15, John. So, Mr. Reams, you know, I really, I don't know on what earth a 19-year-old would possibly need with an AR-15, but no. And if I find that you have another one, if I find that you have any weapons whatsoever, I'm gonna put you in jail and I'm gonna make your bond so high and I will deem you just an extreme public danger. Do you understand?
Thank you, misconduct.
You tested positive for alcohol. That stops, I'm sorry, for marijuana. That stops today. I will test you 31 days to like 35 days after today. And if you test positive again, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? If you stop smoking as of today, then after 35 to 37 days, it will not show in your system. If you come back here and tell me that, I don't care for excuses. Do you understand? Now, you said you did not graduate high school, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
You did graduate high school. What are you doing now?
I'm trying to, school right now. I got a second semester, I'm going to school. Yes, sir.
Are you currently enrolled in school?
Wait, second semester.
Okay. So what are you doing with yourself now?
Right now, like I said, I'm getting my permit. My permit's on September 5th. That's what I'm working on right now for my license.
So what else are you doing besides that?
I don't work. I'm just trying to get in school. So.
Okay. You were either going to work or be in school full time, and I am now making that a bond condition for you as well. I'm not going to let you just roll around here with an AR-15 smoking weed all day doing nothing, especially trying to drive without a license and insurance. Absolutely not. When you have too much time in your hands and you're not doing anything in life, you become self-destructive and doing things you wouldn't normally do. The idea of either getting in school or having a job is so that you occupy yourself and do good things. That's what you see great people doing. They occupy themselves by doing something great, by getting a lot of knowledge or doing well in a job and getting up and going far. But you doing nothing at 19, you're setting yourself up for failure when you're 40.
Thank you.
When you work hard now, you do that so you don't work hard when you're his age or when you're in your 70s, because it really sucks to be working at a $9 an hour job when you're 70. It's not good. What you do now will dictate the next 40 years of your life. Do you understand? I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks and I want to see what you have done to either get a full-time job or to get into school full-time. If you've done nothing, it's just not going to go well between us. Do you understand, Mr. Reams? I have given you a lawyer, okay? This is Mr. Duong. He's been appointed to represent you. Stephen, do you mind getting his number, please? I'm gonna give your number to him. He's going to call you immediately when you leave here, and you must remain in contact with him. If he tells me that you're playing games, you're not.
Judge, that is not Mr. Duong. It's John D. It's just John D. or John or Johnny.
Responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. So you got to stay in touch with him and then fulfill our bond conditions. And as long as you can do that, you will be out there in the free world. If not, into jail you go.
Judge, the 2 weeks reset, Victoria, is 9/12, okay?
How's the 16th? Thanks.
Rock and roll, Judge, 16th is good.
Is that a 663?
693.
It's okay, I got it. All right, John, let me send you this phone number real quick.
Okay, and hey, Nathaniel, my number should be on the reset also. Just let's make sure we communicate, you know, when you leave court, okay?
Sir.
Come on now. We know it was Judge Wapner. Come on. Can you go back a little more in time? We know it was Judge Wapner. This is People's Court.
Okay, I got your number.
Okay, Mr. Reams, good luck. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay.
Thanks, Judge.
Thanks, Sean D, for coming back. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right, Judge, have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Everybody take care.
Have
Bye
fun.
now.
Bye, John D.
Ay, ay, ay. One more, right? Mr. Walker, did he go test?
Yeah, he literally just came back in from.
Okay.
They're in Texas, and his name is Walker.
No, just, we'll send him a test and then we'll send him for, if there's a problem, we'll reach out to him, but otherwise today's what, Thursday? So we'll have him back on Tuesday to test, since Monday's a holiday.
Thank you, Amy. Horrible when you spend a lot on coffee and it's not. That's the worst. That's the worst. I want to see Walker, Texas Ranger. Where is he? Judge.
Judge, you said he'll test tomorrow or
Totally.
Tuesday?
Totally.
He tests every Monday and Thursday, but Monday is a holiday. So that's why he's here.
All into your own hands. You take the
Cavell.
report.
I
Yes.
think that's it. That's it.
Wapner.
Your Honor, and custody, I only
Oh,
have
I'm gonna
one
get
left.
copyright
Oh,
issues
who?
on this one. No, just Google it.
Sign on custody to it. Is the only one?
Of course. Of course.
I know, but I figured.
I love Perry Mason too.
Hey, custody, that's all I
You
have
know,
left.
it's
As far
like-
as I know, that's the last of the.
Can we exclude them from signing on to any
Do we remember if Judge Fleischer did a back
Have
and
his number, I'm
forth on
calling him.
Thursday? Oh, is this private conversation or I don't remember. I was there, just don't remember.
So I guess.
You said Tuesday, the 3rd.
Just give her enough time to set it up tomorrow. But I don't know.
I'm gonna fast forward it and see if he does a back and forth.
This is Reginaldo P. Malone. I'm an attorney. I'm not able to answer your phone call right now, so please.
You know,
Was it because of the picture? You can float in here and help out? Then it's.
Would we see
so
this
can we
on
just keep you as a
Thursday?
permanent floater then? Why not?
I mean, you can.
Well, right, I mean, that's what, I mean, I don't understand what the difference is.
Is
What's
that
the
Rachel?
flipping difference? You're working here now.
Yeah,
One, do you know Judge Vinny 183?
we saw
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah, meeting with the deputy director.
So I'm gonna switch my outro today because Donald and Micah missed their song earlier. So I'm gonna play it again as my outro. So they get to see their mod song. I like him in powder blue. That's my favorite that he wears is the root. I was reading while I'm talking. I can't read while I talk. Is blue. So yeah, sometimes I want to play some Judge Judy clips in here, but you know that is all copyrighted, so there's no way that I can. But I think, oh man, Micah would get a kick out of that, or Laura would just really love this one. But you were shy, Amy? And here you cannot be. It's fine. All right, I'm going to get to the outro. And then courts are not opening soon, so I'm going to get another the Kelly trial up. It's a long one again. So I needed a spot where I could just do, I might, since I have time today, I might do a couple of them. Boom, boom, boom. And get them out. Get this. It's only an 18-day trial. We're up to day 5. So maybe I can get all of day 5, all of day 6 up today. We'll see how my voice handles it after my double and screaming over the customers. My voice after Saturday, my voice is gone. But at least I had fun yesterday. See, I know when Saturday was. Saturday was yesterday. Wow, it's so early because I started on time. no stream tomorrow. There's no stream tomorrow. I have plans. There is no stream tomorrow on this platform. No, I'm joking. No, no stream tomorrow. Nope, nope, nope. Taking the day off. I took a day off in July, and now it's September. So I know you all haven't taken a day off. You all are here every single day. Too. 4 hours. It's like a job. It's like a job. Woo, hey y'all. Hey y'all. Fletcher, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, it's still Saturday for me. I do need sleep. I'm gonna get. I'm not doing anything until I get another Kelly trial out. I'm not even going to the ladies' room. I'm gonna buy one of those. I heard from a real. Okay, I have a group of Penn State people that come into the bar whenever Penn State plays. All right, they're older. Every single one of them worked in the medical field in some way or another. You know, nurses, doctors, billing. They're just yeah, just a crowd of medical people. And um, like every time they come, I grab a little 5 ounce beer, and I sit and I talk to them. They're so cool. They're great people. So they were talking today. We got there was an explosion. So I start with the doors open today at 11:30, and by 11:45 I had my phone out. 911, help, everybody get in here. Everybody get in here right now because 70 people just came in at one time. Like they all just came in at once. We were sat 70 people at one time. Um, just regular people going out for lunch, soccer teams. Um, Penn State was on. So Penn State cruise, and it was just me and my niece Jessica. So I like get in here. Somebody get in here. We're dying. No one can handle 70 people at once, and a lot of them were little kids, and we only have one soda gun. That was the worst part. So they come. These soccer kids come and they sit back near my Penn State crew, and then they're loud and everything, and then they leave. And I'm back there trying to clean it up because there's like 3 spilled drinks and everything's on the floor and everything's sticky on the tables, and I'm trying to clean up this huge mess, and they're talking about Pure Wick. One of their patients uses Pure Wick. So it's just this vacuum type thing. If you have incontinence issues at night, you could just use this and you're fine. So we all can get these. All can buy these, I think. I don't think you need a doctor's note. That way, we can go through a stream without ever getting up. We don't even have to stand up. We have a Pure Wick. It'll just take care of it. Think about it. That's dedication. Get a Pure Wick. Show me you're dedicated. Yeah, I did too. Mom, how did you sleep last night? Oh, I slept great. You don't put it up there, you put it on there. Just on it, and it's like a constant little vacuum. I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. I see what you did there. I don't think you can use Depends and that at the same time because it's like it needs air to go in. It's like a vacuum. So that would just like clog it some way. I don't know. No dedication. None. Zero. Steven would Steve N will do it. He'll do anything. Oh man. do you mean? You haven't even tried it. You haven't even tried it. All right, guys. I'm gonna play the new one, the different outro for the mods, and then I'm gonna get working. And I'm not gonna see you tomorrow morning. Don't start texting. You can text me all you want. I don't answer my phone, but you're gonna try a Pure Wick. Google it. Watch the infomercial. It would be great for, see, look at her thinking outside the box. Look at that. Great for the whole family for road trips. Yeah, yeah. Micah, don't you dare. How dare he? I can't believe Micah just typed those 3 letters, Fozzie. Fozzie. I'm playing it again, Micah, because you didn't see it. And now you left. I need a K. I need a K from you right now. We'll have to chat another minute, guys, because we need Micah. Or we play it now and then giggle because he has to rewind it again. No, don't feel sorry for Steve. Steve can handle it. Shiwi? I've never heard that, but I bet it's similar. Sir, is that how do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Look at that. Look at that. Look how he talks to me. He didn't even say please. It's all right. I delete comments by accident all the time. Rebecca, I try to hit the one below it and I delete the one above it. And the one above it is always something like, oh, Judge, you're amazing. Delete. Get out of here with that. Thank you, Miss. Oh, beer fun. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Misconduct. Okay. Let's see. Where is it? I just had it up. Into something. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So Shh. All right. Here we go, guys. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. I will not see you tomorrow. I just won't. I'm not going to be in the court chats. I'm not going to be, nope, nope, nope. You have to take a day off every once in a while and decompress. You have to. Oh, Mike goes back. Hey, Bill. Bye, Bill. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Kathy's got a crew that's out of sight, working hard and shining bright. They keep the chat a lively place with a smile and a whole lot of grace. Oh, Kathy's got the greatest group of moms. They're all good looking and have beautiful bras. They keep the good times rolling and the vibes real high. With a wink and a smile, they light up the sky. From dawn till dusk, they're on the scene, making sure everything's running clean. With a laugh and a joke, they're always around, turning every frown upside down. Oh, Kathy's got the greatest group of moms. They're all good looking and have beautiful bars. They keep the good times rolling and the vibes real high. With a wink and a smile, they light up the sky. When the world gets heavy and the day's been tough, they're the silver lining, the diamond in the rough. They're the heart and the soul of this lively crew. Kathy's moms, they know just what to do. Oh, Kathy's got the greatest group of moms. They're all good looking and have beautiful moms. They keep the good times rolling and the vibes real high. With a wink and a smile, they light up the sky. So here's to Kathy and her fantastic crew, raising a toast and singing about you. With a song in our hearts and a cheer so loud. Kathy's moms, you make us so proud.